We are just about 1 month out from the general election day, and many Americans are concerned about what the outcome will mean for their finances. Here with me now, we've got Kevin Keller, who is the CFP Board CEO. Kevin, great to speak with you once again.
Good to be back with you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Let's dive into this. You know, as we are just a month away here, and I mean, time is ticking here, but some of the biggest issues that you are seeing among those who are either represented by certified financial planners or those that are just trying to get a better handle on their finances, what are they thinking about going into this election?
You know, Brad, we did research a random sample of U.S. adults. So these results are kind of a cross-section geographically, demographically across the board. There's a lot of anxiety about the election. People are concerned about inflation. They're concerned about many still think we're in a recession, despite the fact that we've had 4 years of economic expansion, job growth kind of things. So, there's a lot. I think the way I would sum it up, the results of the survey is anxiety.
Interesting. And it's perhaps not surprising that nearly 80% of Americans are bracing for a financial fallout if their preferred candidate does not win, because that's essentially saying, okay, yeah, things are going to get worse if my candidate doesn't win. I mean, that's somewhat expected, but what is unexpected? Where are you seeing a little bit of overlap, regardless of where somebody's party or political alignment is?
I think one of the interesting, and it's been a trend over the years. It used to be the presidential outlook would be based on how the economy was doing. So think of Reagan in 1980 coming out of the malaise, and Clinton out of George Bush. But then now people's view of the economy is based on who is in office and who. So when former President Trump was elected, the Republicans went from thinking that the economy was bad to all of a sudden it was good. And then when Biden was elected, Democrats went from thinking the economy was bad. So we see that trend. And it's something that Fareed Zakaria talked about at our conference just on Monday morning, because, making that observation that people are so much more tribal now.
What do you think, and with that in mind, what do you think should be said day one, or once we've kind of seen the dust settle after the election, from whoever that winning candidate is and their party, to make sure that they're not just speaking to their party, but unifying all Americans within the economic message?
Far be it from me to, give advice to the candidates on what they should say. Here's what I would tell you, though, is even with, as we know, you look at the long-term trend for the markets, it goes up and maybe down a little bit. The markets go up. And so I think the advice would be to the broad investing public, stay the course, right? Don't do anything drastic. And that's really one of the benefits of working with a financial advisor. I would say a certified financial planner is that they help you plan for the future, not just the investments, but also your kind of whole financial life. So like Brian said, have a plan. Earlier in the show, he said you should have a plan, right?
Yeah, exactly. Just lastly, while we have you here, as we were taking a look at some of the ways that people build equity, whether that's in the markets, as you were just talking about, or whether that is even within purchasing a home. We were looking through some of that Redfin data, and nearly half of renters think Vice President Harris would be best for the housing and making that more affordable. But we also know that people's housing purchase plans change based on who is in office. How does that impact people's ability to build equity in what is perhaps the largest investment that they will make in their lives, many people?
One of the things that we found was, because of this anxiety of coming up with the election and who's going to win, folks were deferring major decisions until after the election. So we see housing, people putting off buying cars, taking vacations. But as we look at this specifically on housing, Democrats in our survey were slightly more likely to consider buying a house at this point than Republicans. I think that was a little bit surprising. I think one of the most surprising things as we kind of wrap up is that this anxiety, 1 in 8 of our survey respondents said that they have sought out a financial planner or a financial advisor because of the anxiety. And that's not unexpected. I think the confidence that a person gets when they're working with somebody makes a big difference.
And always a pleasure to get some of your insights, add some calm into the conversation as well. Kevin Keller, who's the CFP Board CEO. Great to see you.
Great to be with you, Brad. Thank you.